Do you have a kid that straight up hates physical activity? If so, today's video is for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, and I post videos 3 times a week, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified of my videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday morning, usually right around 9 o'clock in the morning. So today I'm going to talk about activities for kids who absolutely hate activity. The concept of not liking activity, to me, is completely foreign. I can't even think of, my husband and I were talking about it the other day. Actually, I think it was just this morning. And we both agreed that when we were kids, that's what you did. It was a punishment to stay inside. We went outside. We were outside all the time. We came in when the street lights came on. That's just how it was. Well, today's kids have so many things that they can do inside as far as electronics. They've got their video games, they've got their tablets, they've got, iPads. All of the things that they want to do are inside now. So I have been trying to figure out activities to do with my son. My middle guy has decided that he does not, in his words, he does not want to do anything that has physical activity. So I'm going to, just like we take the vegetables and hide them in the spaghetti sauce, I'm going to hide them throughout our summer activities and try to find things to do that are going to keep him active. My middle guy is a little bit on the chunkier side, and the doctor has already told us that we need to be watching his weight and to be sure that we are feeding him healthy and that he's getting plenty of exercise. So I am going to try my best to do my part in that. Now, in the summertime, I do have him a lot more than I have him during the school year, so my part may impact him a little more during the summer than during the school year. So I'm going to try really hard to do activities with him that will keep him active, and maybe sneak in a couple of things that he might want to do during the school year too. So hopefully I can find things that will stick with him even when he goes to his dad's house. So I made a list, as I always do. I made a list of all of the things that I could think of for him to do that aren't necessarily sports or physical activities as he would think of them. So if you have any ideas of anything that might be able to keep our kids active without it being a full-blown physical activity for them, please be sure to comment below and let me know what that is. So the things that I have on my list, this is all summer things. So the first one I have on here is a hiking scavenger hunt. He's already agreed, because we've gone in previous years, he's already agreed this year to go hiking with me. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, well, that's a physical activity, and I'm sure he knows it's a physical activity. Yes, but it seems like every year we go on this hike. He agrees to go on a hike with me. I say in the summer we're gonna do hikes every, once or twice a month, and it doesn't happen that way, because the first hike we get not even half a mile away from the car, and he's decided that he's done. He wants to sit down, he wants to know if we have snacks, and the hikes that we go on are usually only 2 or 3 miles, so I pack water but nothing else, because we're not going to be gone that long. We eat lunch before we go, so nobody should really be hungry. And then we go on our hike and we come back to the car. It's really not anything that should be an all-day event. It should just be an hour or two and then come back to the car, say that we enjoyed ourselves, and head back to the house. The thing that I'm going to try to do to make things a little more fun for him is to find things throughout the woods that I can put on a list for a scavenger hunt. Things like maybe berries or a bird or maybe a chipmunk, all sorts of different things that you can find in the forest here in Pennsylvania. It might be different for you depending on where you live, but we live in Pennsylvania, so I'm going to do things that we can find here, and hopefully that will make it a little more interesting and keep him engaged a little longer than, the 5 minutes it takes for him to decide that he doesn't want to do it anymore. And the next one I have is a water balloon fight. My boys absolutely love water balloons, so for this to be a physical activity, he wouldn't even really think of it that way. It's something that he already likes to do, something that can get him moving around the yard without him really thinking about it, because it's so much fun to hit his brother with a balloon. So hopefully that will help. And hopefully that's something that some of you can also take part in, is a water balloon fight. And sometimes, it's fun to get the whole family involved, not just the kids. And it would really keep them engaged to be able to have their parents do it too. So number 3 is swimming. Again, just like the hiking, everybody's probably thinking, well, that's definitely a physical activity. But when we go to the pool, our local community pool has all sorts of waterfalls and slides and things that the kids can use, so that it's not going to seem quite as much like it's just swimming laps. It's going to be more of running around and doing the slides and things like that. So hopefully that will keep him active without turning into, well, this is physical activity. The 4th one I have is puddle jumping. Here in Pennsylvania last year, we had incredible amounts of rain all summer long. And it's, from what I've seen in the forecast in the next few weeks, I know we're still in spring, but it seems like we're probably headed for another summer just like that, with lots of rain. So I decided to put puddle jumping on this list, because what else are we going to do on a rainy day? We can't really do certain things outside. Can't exactly go for a hike or other things. So puddle jumping is a great idea for them to do. It allows them to get dirty without getting in trouble, and gives him a little bit of exercise too. So hopefully he will enjoy that one. Another one that I came up with was amusement parks. And I know that a lot of the time amusement parks have a lot of rides and food, and you're thinking, how is that physical activity? Well, amusement parks are also huge. A lot of them are really big, and even the small ones, you have a lot of walking to do. That is better than no physical activity, so I absolutely put that on this list. Walking around an amusement park is a physical activity, even if he doesn't even realize, or your child doesn't realize, that they're getting that physical activity. So my middle guy is 8. He will be walking around if we go to an amusement park. I know some of you may have younger children that wouldn't necessarily be walking because they could ride in a stroller. But for the older ones, it's definitely a physical activity because of all of the walking involved. And the last one on my list is the beach. If you are able to go to the beach on a vacation or even just for a day trip, the beach is a great way to get physical activity, because walking in sand is incredibly hard sometimes, and it gives you a crazy workout on your legs, as well as jumping through waves, making sand castles. You gotta dig, you gotta do all sorts of things, build things to make a sand castle. So it's a lot of physical activity, and he's not even gonna realize that we're doing physical activity. So if you've got a kiddo who doesn't like physical activity or has declared war on anything that is a physical activity, I hope that these will help you out a little bit over the summer. Now, I know some of you may be able to do these year-round depending on where you live, so I hope these help you out. Be sure to give this video a like if you found any value in it, and share it with your friends if you think somebody else may benefit from this video. Just remember, there's no such thing as a cookie cutter life. Take care.